I'm just never going to be one of those, you know, all-time YouTubers with such high quality camera. Buy the lighting. I do want to invest in a tripod for this phone to hold it up. I'm sick of using my arm. Oh. Hello people, hope you're all amazing, and if you are not, I hope my video puts a smile on your beautiful faces and makes you laugh. You guys can probably guess what this video is, which I'm in a comfortable position. I have my blankets and my books are over there. This is the first of many manga tea vlogs. Now honestly, the inspiration for this idea, I follow a old-time YouTuber named Graveyard Girl, Bunny, if anybody's familiar with her. I followed her for years and I used to love watching her tea vlogs, and I still do. She would just be sitting there ranting or talking about whatever it is, and she'd always have tea, and I just thought, well, I'm gonna do my own edition but with manga. So today's choice of tea is peppermint tea. I really should buy more herbal teas to have a better choice at home, but I'm pretty fussy with what teas I have because at the moment I only have chamomile and peppermint right now. I've been a bit afraid to try other ones because I don't, want to waste my money, and I'm like, oh, I don't like it. So I'm going to try and be brave and try some other teas. But yes, so today's video is going to be very, very chill. And I have about, let us see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have about 6 volumes of manga to read. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to read because it'd be nice if it was a surprise. I might be a bit in and out today, but I'm pretty much just chilling at home because it's the long weekend here. It's only Saturday right now. The very first thing I'm going to dig into is volume 2 of Again, which I will talk about this series after I have read this volume. So see you in a bit. Hey, just checking in with you guys. So I finished my very first book, which is Again by Mitsusoro Kubo, which is the co-creator of Yuri on Ice. So, which is why the character designs were really familiar. It wasn't until I read the back of the book, oh, from one of the great minds of Yuri on Ice. I read volume 1 yesterday or the day before. This was a title I was not sure if I was actually going to like because I had no idea what it was about. So this is about our main protagonist here, Kinshiro, who's a delinquent, and during his 3 years of high school, which leads to his graduation day, he never joined any clubs, he never had any friends, he never did anything worthwhile in his eyes. It just kind of let himself waste away. And then on his graduation day, he falls down the stairs trying to help a girl named Fujo. We'll call her Fuji. I just call her Fuji because my Japanese pronunciations of names is terrible. The two have gone back in time 3 years to their first day of high school, and so Kinshiro kind of gets a do-over. He gets to redo his entire 3 years of high school again. And that's when he meets Usami, who is a part of this after school group that's a cheerleading group, and I gotta remember the name of what it's called. This cheerleading group, damn it, form of cheerleading only in Japan. This type of cheerleading only happens at like baseball games, and it's a very expressive type of cheerleading. No pom-poms, it's all to do with loud voice, lyrics, and it's called Odan. Kinshiro ends up getting involved with her and joins the club, and wow, I was extremely impressed with this story. I'm fully invested now. I definitely want to continue reading this. I already have volumes 3 and 4 from the library, and first off, the artwork is outstanding. It is so bold. I've said this before, you know, with artwork that's like bold and like in your face. Just look at that. Like, looking at this right now, like that just made such an impact. Like, this type of artwork, it knows how to make an impact on you. And the story itself, the story's great. My friend said it was a bit like the anime Real Life. I think a guy redoes his school life in that. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the series. Characters in this are wonderful. They're wonderful. I love Usami, who is the captain. She loves cheerleading. She loves this club to death. But she takes on too much, and she never accepts help. Already in 2 volumes, Kinshiro's character has already transformed, you know, and doing things that he didn't do before. Really, it's because he was scared. And in this volume, he really goes out of his comfort zone, and he knows how to grab people's attention with his voice. I think it's a wonderful concept about cheerleading. You know, I felt a personal connection with the series already because I used to do a bit of cheerleading myself, you know, back in my high school days, although it was with, you know, the pom-poms. But I had no idea that there was a type of cheerleading like this. And so I just want to know what happens to him in the end, if he finally finds some happiness in his redo of his high school life, and if he comes to love the art of Odan cheerleading. I'm really, really excited. So this is, I guess you would class this as a slice of life school series to me. But yeah, this is a wonderful series. I was not expecting to love it, to be honest. This is something I would not typically read. I'm so glad I did. So yeah, that is Again. And I have decided I'm actually going to split up this vlog over the weekend, but I'm going to go have some food. And my next read is, there's a few of them. Probably won't talk about like every single one, but I have volumes 4, 5, and 6 of Gangster. I am trying to catch up to this series. I have spoken about Gangster on the channel I think in maybe 2 or 3 previous videos, and I've been loving this gritty gangster series. I've seen the anime, but yeah, the manga has given me that much more. So I'll check in back with you guys probably in a little bit. Hey guys, it's been a little bit since I last even recorded anything. So yeah, things didn't go as I planned. I was probably about a quarter of the way through reading Gangster. Then I had my friend ring me. And then from there, it was a really long conversation. And now it's about 6:37. And right now I'm about to watch something with my mum, which we didn't get to last week. So I probably will be reading something tonight. So hopefully maybe I'll give an update then of maybe finishing the volume of Gangster. Hi there. Good morning, friends. Yes. Yeah, so it's not nighttime or even from yesterday anymore. It is Sunday. Now it is currently just gone after 9:30. I was so tired last night. I ended up doing, you know, something with family, and no reading happened, but it's a new day. I'm hoping today to get through a massive dent in my library books. I borrowed at least 30, and
I haven't even really made a huge dent in them. The only thing I read yesterday was Again. And then like a quarter into the volume 4 of Gangster. So right now I'm actually planning to watch a couple of episodes of anime. I'm currently watching a series called Space Battleship Yamato 2022. The continuation from the first season. That's, if you guys don't know, it's a space opera series. I live for space operas with, war, romance, all the good stuff, the drama. I love it. I live for it. Apologize if this camera angle's weird. I'm just like, I have no energy right now this morning. I do have my tea. This is supposed to be a manga tea vlog. There is tea over there. English breakfast tea. See, we have our Eevee cup. We do. Again, I really need to get more anime cups. Oh, that's good. Okay, so thought I would watch a couple of episodes of anime. And then after that, I'm going to dive into some reading. Honestly, the only thing that I'm doing today is I'm going out for dinner later with a fam bam. I call them the fam bam. That's about it. And yeah, so yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit.
It is ridiculously dark in here. Look out there, look how freaking dark it is, and it's raining. And I'm about to walk my dog in this. Say hi to everybody. Let's put the light on so you guys can see him. There he is. Couldn't really see him in the last vlog because he just blends in with everything dark. Yes, we call him Lord Leo. Really Leo, but we call him Lord Leo because he just acts so, regal, and this is his brand new bed recently. He loves this bed. What are you doing? Oh, you had a little cat nap. Yeah. And this is the same little twerp that loves to sit on my books. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go walk the dog now. You're gonna that thrilled for me, aren't you? Yes. So it's been a little bit. I just finished sort of getting ready and it's only like 1:30. Yeah, I haven't still read a lot. I only just finished volume 4 before I had to go for a walk and stuff. So yeah, look, I'm a bit more presentable now. I decided to make a bit of effort, and the fact that I'm going out later for dinner. So, and I want to be at least half ready now instead of later having to get ready and stuff. Otherwise, there's less time for reading. So, as I said, I finished reading volume 4 of Gangster about a couple of hours ago. I've already spoken about Gangster, I think, a fair bit in the last maybe 1 or 2 vlogs. I'm sure it's been at least 2 videos before, but Gangster continues to be such a gritty, alluring, enthralling read. In this volume, things are just getting way more serious. This was a little bit more intense than the last read. Intense, I mean, as in the plot, and the plot is thickening so much. I loved the previous volume, volume 3, that was covering Warwick and Nicholas's past, how they met, how they ended up becoming the handymen, because if nobody knows what Gangster is about, it is focused on 2 guys, Warwick and Nicholas, and they are known as the handymen. They take on the jobs at the police or the mafia or brothels, all of that side of what is on the bad side. They take on the jobs nobody else wants to do. And the main plot part of this is about these people known as tags, and Nicholas is a tag. Tags are altered humans when they take this drug. I can't remember the name of it, it's a long ass name. When they take this drug, all of their senses are heightened. They become mainly have super strength. They do. And there is a long history with these tags. There is, because the tags people do not approve of in this setting that it's in. This is in a pretty, scummy, low-key setting. People are living in poverty, and you're living in a pretty what's the word? I'm trying to think. Survival is number one, and you know, there's all of the baddies that you can think of. You know, there's mafia, prostitutes. It is a hard life for Nicholas and Warwick just to, you know, make ends meet for both of them. And when they get involved in what happens with the tags, because right now where the story's at, I don't want to spoil it too much, but somebody's going around and killing all these tags, and that is disrupting the balance of everything, of how everything works within this city, and the plot is evolving into something really, really interesting. I love this series so much, and the manga artwork is absolutely stunning, especially in the fight scenes. I'll give you a little teaser here. Yeah, I mean, look at that, like the level of detail. And, you know, the characters themselves, Warwick and Nicholas, how the pair work together. They're not exactly like, you know, friends. They'll look out for one another, but really you think Warwick's the one that doesn't really consider Nicholas a friend. Because, you know, the history is deep. And again, I don't want to spoil too much, but Nicholas did something that is kind of unforgivable. But again, it's not his fault. It's really... tears you apart. It does. And yeah, right now where the story's going, it's tearing me apart from particularly where it ended. And I should also mention the tags are called Twilights. They are. So you know, Twilights are known as, you know, number one dangerous people. Twilights are actually hired by different people to take on different jobs as well, because, you know, there's no place for Twilights or to fit in society. So how the system works within this city setting is also incredibly interesting. So yeah, just Gangster is such a gritty read. There's the best way I want to describe this series. But right now I am going to take a break from Gangster. I read the volume 3 and this one just this week. Or yesterday I read volume 3, or maybe it was the day before. I can't remember. I'm losing track of time. The next read I'm going to do, because probably, you know, before I go to dinner, I would like to watch some anime. I would, you know, catch up on like some things like Fruits Basket. Did everybody find out, actually on Twitter, that I didn't believe it at first. My friend told me that there was a thing going around on Reddit that Fruits Basket was going to be 63 episodes. Then I go look on Twitter, I do a little bit of research, and I find this podcast. Can't remember the name of the podcast, but these two guys did an interview with Eric Vale, who does the voice of Yuki Soma, and he says in this interview that yes, Fruits Basket is going to be 63 episodes long. Wow, okay, that's like how many seasons? At least 5 or 6. That is a massive adaptation for this Fruits Basket. I think people are really happy, like I'm really happy, but some people are saying, that's too long. You know what? No. You know, people have been spreading their love and they're pleading that, you know, give Fruits Basket the adaptation it deserves, and it's getting it. And I think that's wonderful. 63 episodes. Just if you guys didn't know. But yes, next read that I'm going to dive into is something ways from gangster territory, and that is this 2-volume series called The Heiress and the Shafro. It's supposed to be a historical romance, Edo period drama, and yeah, there's about a forbidden love. So yeah, this is actually a completed series. So I'm actually going to complete a series during this Mega Tea vlog. So yeah, I'm going to dive into this, and then yeah, I'll give you guys my thoughts and see where we go from there. Hey there again, checking in again. I really gotta stop saying that, checking in again, but for like, what else am I supposed to say? So it's been a little bit. It is 5 o'clock now. I'll be leaving to go to dinner in just a little bit, but I just wanted to go over my thoughts. I finally read The Heiress and the Chauffeur, and this is by Keiko Ishihara. And I looked up a bit about this author, and this is one of 7 works that she's done. There is another series that is currently coming out. It's only 4 volumes. Not sure if it's all of it out, but I think it was called The Bride and the Exorcist. That's a title I would like to check out. And this little 2-volume stories was the very first manga to ever be published. So this was the first series she ever did. And you know what? It's a romance historical, as I said, Sayaka, and then we have Narutaki. And, it's about them, social status, standing, that, if these two got together, they would not be looked upon highly in society, they would be shunned. And I love these types of stories. I've always had a love for historical drama, especially involving romance. Growing up, I really loved a lot of period dramas. I still do. I love ones like Little Dorrit, Jane Eyre, Emma, Pride and Prejudice. Those types of settings I just absolutely love. And I love that in those stories, especially in Jane Eyre and Pride and Prejudice, characters who are defined and will not, succumb to the way of social status and things. That, for example, we have, Pride and Prejudice protagonist Elizabeth, who never succumbed to, the ideals of marriage, would never take upon her family's wishes. She followed her own desires. And Sayaka, the main female protagonist, follows that. She's not some completely wimpy girl. I mean, I kind of felt sorry for her because her father, is a workaholic, stayed away at home, and her mother died when she was younger in an accident, and she has a disability with her foot. And, she relies upon Narutaki a lot. You would think that she relies upon him way too much. But she really had no one else. And, what is she supposed to do if she has no one else to rely upon? So it was just natural that she, felt so close to Narutaki. And I love seeing the little bits about their childhood. How they became so close together. And I apologize if you hear laughing in the background, that is my family. For a 2-volume series, it was actually pretty strong, the story, and the relationship between Sayaka and Narutaki is just really sweet. Definitely romance lovers would definitely enjoy this. The story is a little bit far-fetched. Whenever she's in danger, Narutaki's there, and then we have the element of, a rival coming in, but of how that, shifts the story, I was not expecting, because, love rival comes in, offers her, arranged marriage, and of course, Narutaki wants to stand up against that, and it doesn't pan out how I thought it was going to, which was really, really great. I loved it that it didn't turn out how I thought it was going to. I would love to comment on this artist's artwork. I think her work is beautiful. Beautiful Keiko's artwork. So here's a little random page. It is pretty cute. Yeah, the artwork for this is something to admire. It was very, very pretty. And it was just a very enjoyable short read. The last read I did was SP Baby. I think I enjoyed this one a lot more than SP Baby. Just because even though it was a bit far-fetched, it's just something to lighten your spirits. And, again, with shoujo stories like this one, you really can't go wrong, honestly. It's just stories like this that just, they speak to my heart, and they spoke to my historical period drama heart. And I should mention this was set in the Meiji period as well. So it was just a bonus. This wonderful, wonderful little 2-volume series, I think it would be a great addition to anybody's collection if you just, want to have your mind wander to a happier place. So, yes, that is The Heiress and the Chauffeur. Now, my next 2 reads, actually my phone is leaning up against, I will be reading volumes 6 and 7 of The Demon Prince, oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of the title. The Demon Prince of Momochi House. I forgot that I borrowed volumes 6 and 7 from the library. So I'm going to continue my read with this series. I'm about to go have dinner, but then after that, hopefully I'll dive into maybe a volume of it, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hey guys, it's been a little bit. It has. It's probably just gone after 10 o'clock, and this will probably be the final little bit of me talking about what I've read today for Sunday. So I managed to squeeze in reading volume 6 of The Demon Prince of Momochi House. I did start a little bit of volume 7, but I'm just like, yeah, we want to do other stuff. The Demon Prince of Momochi House is a pretty popular one. It was a title when I first started reading. I wasn't really sure about it because the pacing of it was happening so quickly, especially the relationship between Himari and Aoi. Aoi is known as a Ayaka Shiki, spirit that protects the Momochi house. And because if you don't know the story of this supernatural series, which has been compared to Kami-sama Kiss, I did read volume 1 of Kami-sama Kiss, and definitely they're very similar in the storyline and in the setting. Himari is an orphan, and when she comes out of the orphanage at the age of 16, she finds out she inherits, through her family that she never knew before, she's inherited a mansion known as the Momochi House. What she doesn't know is when she finds these 3 squatters, which is Aoi and his 2 Shikikami, which is Yukari and I can't remember the other dude's name. Crap. But then she finds out that she is like the landlord, the owner of this house. Aoi is the guardian spirit that protects from this world to the next. He protects the borderline because Momochi House is the gateway to the other side. And when actually Himari was meant to be in Aoi's place, but when Aoi was younger he got lost, and he's been stuck inside the Momochi House ever since. He's never been able to leave, and now Himari builds a bond with him, and she's trying to find a way to break Aoi free from the Momochi House. And also, of course, the story follows these supernatural situations that occur and what is leading to a conclusion, I believe, where the story is going right now. I really enjoyed volume 6. I have to say I've enjoyed the last 2 volumes. From volume 4, things have progressed in a direction that I was not anticipating it was going to go in, because I couldn't remember where I left off on volume 5. Then I read the brief recap at the beginning of this volume, and I'm like, oh crap, yeah, now I remember. It was a devastating part for Himari. She realizes her feelings for Aoi, and she kind of gets rejected, and which I don't believe. Aoi does not love her. It's very, very obvious, but obviously he's hiding something. And volume 6 didn't really go into why he has not admitted his feelings. I believe it's in, to protect her, but there is a deeper meaning to it all, because definitely Aoi is hiding something. And volume 5 actually covered one of Aoi's Shikikami, Yukari, how he ended up becoming Aoi's Shikikami. That was incredibly interesting. I loved that coverage on him. I'm hoping we get coverage on this guy, his other Shikikami, and I can never remember his name. I have to remember his name. I don't know why, but since volume 4, I have really, really been enjoying this series, where I wasn't at first, because it just dove into things so quickly. I don't know why. With Kami-sama Kiss, the plot is the same. Things just happen so quickly, especially in the first volume when I read the first volume of the manga. But it happens quickly more in Momochi House. But I'm looking at it now, it's not really a bad thing. I think if I reread all of the volumes I have, I think I won't feel the same. Everything feels rushed. Because I love the supernatural setting. These supernatural situations that happen are really incredibly interesting. And the thing that makes this series even more enjoyable, which I have commented on before, is the artwork. Let's just take a look at this. But look at that. I mean, look at this. That is some insane detailing.
A lot of these series that I'm reading, I have not, read any of these by any of these manga authors. It's like a whole new world to me after, 6-8 year hiatus of not reading manga. And Aya Shotoa, her artwork is something I've grown to love because of this series. I just love how she makes her characters look. Again, it's like where I talked about previously, the chauffeur and the heiress, that they both have this beautiful finesse about their artwork, and Aya is just so detailed in her work. Once I get to the end of this series, hopefully the story has evolved even more, because I like where it's going right now. I want Aoi and Himari to get together. I love it. I mean, if you like Kami-sama Kiss, I don't see how you cannot love this one. So yeah, that is my thoughts on this. I'm probably going to read volume 7 tomorrow. So right now I'm gonna end this for this day, and I'm gonna go continue watching my K-drama that I'm currently watching. I'm currently watching one called Beauty Inside. It's a supernatural K-drama. I've never watched a supernatural K-drama before. So this definitely revolves around on like beauty, inner beauty, and there's a romance in it, and it's a bit slow at the moment, but I haven't got back to it for like a month, so I'm ready to get back into it. It's on Netflix if you're interested. So yeah, I'm gonna end this now, so I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for the final day, because it's the long weekend. If I didn't mention that in the vlog, I can't remember what I've mentioned or recorded, but yeah. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have some more interesting diverse reads from my library haul. Yet I can't remember what books are actually in my library haul. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Night for now. I don't know how many times I've tried to record. I already tried to just in a little side bay thing, but then there was people staring at me. You know what, people staring at you when you're talking to your phone. It is the next day. It is Monday. Today is the public holiday, and this will be the last day I'm vlogging for this manga tea vlog. All of the things that I'm gonna read. Hopefully the majority of the day in the afternoon is just gonna be reading. It's about nearly 9:30, and I'm just arrived at the gym. I'm gonna get my workout in because I ate, bad last night. I had this massive piece of chocolate cake, so we have to work that off. I haven't decided what first volume of manga I was going to read this morning. I was tossing up between two series, two new ones. I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. I'll leave it as a surprise. But yeah, so hopefully this vlog today I will, edit it and it will eventually go up. But yeah, that is what is happening. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Again, it's been a little bit since I recorded anything. Right now it's about, is it 1 o'clock? Yeah, right now it's 1 o'clock and I'm finally sitting down. Finally gonna do some reading. So I said before in my last little clip that I was choosing between two series, which is the Requiem of the Rose King and
Hatsuharu. So these two series I have the first two volumes of, and I've decided I'm going to start off with the Requiem of the Rose King, because this particular series I'm actually doing a buddy read with somebody on Instagram that I've befriended, but I've been meaning to start this, so I'm going to start with the first two volumes of this, and yeah, I'll give my thoughts in a little bit, so see you guys in a bit. In about an hour, and I've finally completed the first two volumes of Requiem of the Rose King. As I said before, this was a buddy read with somebody on Twitter, so they'll be happy that I've actually finally read both the volumes. This series I heard about through them, and this is something out of my comfort zone a bit. Well, in a way it is, because I do like reading dark fantasy, but this is based off of Shakespeare. This is by Aya Kano. Aya Kano, I know actually this author who's done the series Ottoman, which is a popular comedy romance series, which I have yet to read. But this author is fairly well known, so I even knew about her before even going into this. Not that I've read any of her works, but I knew about Ottoman and this other suspenseful thriller series that is on my list to read as well. But officially, this was my first read by her. And yes, this was about Prince Henry and Prince Richard. And the author has done their own spin on the Shakespeare story. It's about Richard, young Richard, who is shunned like by his own mother. She despises him, but he adores his father, Father King Edward. And his father ends up perishing in a war against the House of Lancaster, where it is Queen Margaret who wishes to overthrow Edward. And this sends Richard in a downward spiral so far in the story. Then we have the introduction of Henry. Now, Henry and Richard at this point, I guess they're mutual friends. I can't remember if they become enemies. But yeah, this story rings real history here, especially, English history, using landmarks like York and Lancaster. They're beautiful places, and I've loved medieval anything since I was a kid, dragons, being saved by knights, King Arthur, all of those things. I think one of the first things that got me into loving medieval was films like Aragon and also The Quest to Camelot, which is by Warner Brothers. That is a movie I love, dear to my heart. So, this story took me back to, when I was huge on medieval anything, and when I moved from England when I was 15, I would love to go to a medieval fair there one day. I've been to a medieval fair here, and it was really good, but in England it would be amplified because they hold them at all the old castles. So far, volumes 1 and 2, the plot has gone right in there, not wasting any time setting up for the story, because this is 10 volumes long, and saying as a dark fantasy, I think there is romance. I think volume 1 and 2 did a great job of setting up the foundation for the story and the author's twist on this. I can already see the author's twist on this. Also bringing a sexuality trait in with Richard's character, because he doesn't really know himself if he feels like he's a man or he's a woman. He believes he's a man because his father, King Edward, told him, but he has trouble with his own identity, and he's kind of like a lost cause right now within himself. And there's a lot of evil scheming in here. I love that the author has that Shakespeare tone throughout of how Shakespeare's plays are. Where art thou? That type of language is used in the manga, which I loved. It definitely gives you the feel of Shakespeare while you're reading this. And to say about the artwork, I think the artwork is really nice, really bold, and simplistic. And Richard just looks, in some panels, he looks a bit scary. Like, he almost looks emo. Like, because he does, and I actually do feel sorry for Richard's character right now. You know, he's lost it after his dad died, King Edward, and you know, I feel like he's just going to become, well, he is becoming this warped mess, and a lot of characters in this are warped. Warped into the whirlpool of their selfish intentions, which I love, you know. This is dark fantasy, people. We don't want, you know, mediocre intentions. We want people to, you know, give in to their intentions. And yeah, you really do fall in love with these characters. Probably the only maybe angel innocence in this is Henry. Henry adores Richard right now, but I don't know if that's gonna last and they're just gonna end up being enemies. I can't remember, because Henry is the only one that doesn't want no fighting. He's not about fighting. And yeah, so this is a this was good. This was a enjoyable read that made me think about home, my old home. It's got that medieval setting. I love it that the author has done Aya. She's done her own spin on this Shakespeare. If anybody knows the distributor Manga Classics, they've put out titles like Macbeth, put Scarlet's Red Letter, and Romeo and Juliet, you know, those types of stories. It's great that they've put them out, you know, in a simplified format for, you know, maybe younger audience to get into, and I think that's great. So that's one of the reasons I love Manga Classics. And but yeah, this is dark. Not a lot of people like people to say the term dark, but it is. It's very grim, bleak right now, and I feel like that's just gonna follow through. So yes, this was very, very enjoyable. But right now, moving on from Requiem of the Rose King, I am going to read the first 2 volumes of Hatsuharu. I first heard about this from Shay Geeks Out. Again, I heard a lot about from Shay. She's a good influence. You should go subscribe to her. She does some good content, including smut content. But yeah, I'm going to dive into this with something a little bit lighter, and I'll check in back in with you guys in a bit of what my thoughts were on this. It is a complete dream facade that you can like read like 20 volumes in an entire weekend, because things get in the way, things happen, which is what has really happened this like long weekend. That's just the life of being a manga collector and finding time to read these little single volumes that don't feel like it takes up too much time. But I'm such a slow manga reader at heart. You know, I like to take my time reading the panels, making sure, you know, I've not missed too much detail. Right now it's about 4:30, and probably for the last nearly 40 minutes I've been reading, or finally finished, the first 2 volumes of Hatsuharu. I've been wanting to check this title out for absolutely ages, I have. So, and safe to say, I'm already in love with it. It definitely was a good pick me up from Requiem of the Rose King, because that was, as I said, dark fantasy. Hello. So Hatsuharu is, you know, like a high school romance. Oh no. That's oh no with me, because, you know, give me high school romance or any romance, I'm pretty much happy. Which is what has been so necessary for me since getting back into the manga scene, to really broaden my horizons. But going back to things like this, it's good. It's good. But Hatsuharu is a bit of a twist on a romance high school series I've not seen for a while. So our main protagonist is Kai. He is a playboy, and he has never been in love. He goes on a billion dates with girls, until one day He is pretty much sucker punched by a quite shy tomboy, Rico. She is mad at him because he said he would go out with her friend, and he really lied, and he said, oh, I can pretty much do what I want. And yeah, that's when she, punches him. And then after this encounter is when he begins to unexpectedly fall for her. So that's the basic premise. Look at these covers. These are actually gorgeous. I love this one. I think I love this one more of how Rico looks. This is so pretty. And the artwork itself, because we'll talk about the artwork, is actually just really pretty. Shoujo pretty. I call it shoujo pretty. The author of this, Shizuku Fujisawa. I've never read anything by her. I forgot to look up any of her other works, but I'm sure I definitely will after this. Her art style is very simplistic, but like, look at this panel. This is my favorite from volume 1. That's pretty. Rico looks gorgeous. So there's definitely that shoujo-esque essence in scenes like this. Everything looks pretty, flowy, fall in love with it kind of scene. It has the shoujo aesthetic feels. Fujisawa's art style does. So I have no issues with the art style. It's pretty, and you know what? I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to manga art styles. There's been so few that I've not liked at all. With Devil's Line, I actually at first didn't like it because I wasn't used to it. It was an art style I wasn't used to because I've read so much shoujo. You get used to the pretty-esqueness, the picturesqueness. And Rio Hanada's art style for that is, it's quite bold, dark. It's very, very simple art designs for her characters, and her backgrounds are very simplistic. But they fit the bill with the plot of Devil's Line. But I thought that initially, but her artwork elevates as you go through the volumes. There's been actually quite a few panels in her artwork where it just looks so detailed, and it's just like gone up a notch. So Rio Hanada's just one I love, come to really appreciate. And Hatsuharu, I think is going to be another one I'm probably going to really come to appreciate because it's really pretty. In terms of this story, it's very enjoyable. I'm enjoying watching Kai go through the process of, what is love, and the typical dilemma of there is Rico has a unrequited love for her assistant teacher at school, somebody that she grew up with, somebody who looked out for her because she no longer has her father in the picture. Her mother is always away for work, so she's always alone. And Rico, underneath the tomboy act, she is very self-sacrificing. She puts others' feelings before her own, and there's all these little traits that Kai learns about her and begins to appreciate about her, and it's shown in a really sweet light. I love it. I loved reading through these volumes, Kai's thought process, figuring out his feelings, never been in love. It's a common thing that happens, watching the thought process of somebody or a protagonist going through of never being in love. I always enjoy that thought process. It never gets old. It's always different. It's different for every character. One I can think of is from Happy Marriage, for example, Hotoko, being in arranged marriage with Chiwaya, he's never really dealt with women, and I enjoyed his thought process. So I always enjoy that perspective about manga itself. I know in anime, but really in manga, characters' thought process is always interesting and something I've always appreciated. I loved Kai's thought process on how he's figuring out his feelings with Rico. He's like, why do I love this crazy psycho girl that punched me, sucker punched me? Rico herself, she's gorgeous. She kind of reminds me of myself. I found that, I can be, not really I can have a bit of a tomboy nature, but at the same time, I always end up putting people's feelings before my own. I connected with her really easily. And I'm just attached to these
cinnamon rolls, both of them. Despite the fact that Kai is a playboy, it's really not that bad. He is nowhere as bad as, say, Ramara from Peach Heaven that I read like a month ago. He is nowhere near on that level. He's just innocent playboy, we'll call it phase, going through high school. This is just, shoujo at its best, at its happiest that you can feel when reading a title like this. And of course I can't wait to see how it unfolds for Kai and Rico. I've heard about the following next few volumes. Things take a turn, so I'm excited. I'm sold on this title. I want this title in my collection, so I'm not going to borrow it from the library. I'm just going to buy the volumes now. So I'm glad I read the first 2 volumes, because when it comes to me for reading manga, for me to really give a full first impression, I like to at least read like the first 2 or 3 volumes of something. I can't give a first impression anymore based off of a first volume. Like a first volume can give you an indication if your interest is enough to want to continue it, but really for me, I just like borrow from the library like the first like 2 or 3 volumes if they're available. Then I feel like after that I can give like my really full opinion. I don't see there's nothing to not enjoy about these type of stories if you love them as much as like I do. I'm just crazy for them. That's my ramble on Hatsuharu. A series I will definitely be continuing. I feel like all the series I've talked about during this vlog, I'm going to continue. So honestly, right now it is nearly 5. I'm going to read 1 more volume of manga, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on that and then end the vlog. So then this video can go up by tonight. So I'm going to end with where I was finishing Demon Prince of Momiji House Volume 7. I was really excited for where this volume was leading to. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Hello guys. Wow, I really whizzed through this volume pretty quickly. And among that, I had to go do some chores. But yes, that was Volume 7 of Demon Prince of Momiji House. Oh my god, I flew through this. Oh my god, I could not get over. This is, things were getting good. Things were getting good. This volume covered about Aoi and some of his background, actually, of how he ended up in the Momiji House and ended up being the guardian between this world and the next, between the spiritual world and the human world. And oh my god, it was good. It was a good plot line. I kind of was expecting it and I wasn't. The fiend who put poor Aoi in the Momiji House. I hate him now. Hate him with a passion. And oh my god, how this volume ended. I'm like worried. Left me worried. I'm just like, I need to know what happens now. It's a good thing I put the next 2 volumes on hold at the library. But, I'm just thinking, why would I do that? Could I just go and buy them? I really want to buy this series now. I'm convinced that I want to collect this series, have it in my collection. Yeah. This is good, folks. Like I said before, talking about the previous volume, this is a good supernatural series, and I like that Himari and Aoi's relationship is still being dragged out just a little bit longer. It's very, very tedious, because I don't know what's going through Aoi's head right now, but I like it. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm so excited for where this is gonna go. You can't explain why you fall in love with certain series. I don't know why I fell in love with this, because I first was not sure about it. I was considering dropping it, and then just all it takes is maybe a volume or 2 to like change your tone, change your mind. So yeah, Demon Prince of Momiji House is lethal to female readers in particular. Yeah, I was going to totally run out of space because my phone just kind of cut off what I was saying, but I think I finished what I was saying about the last volume of Demon Prince of Momiji House. And honestly, guys, I am going to end this vlog finally. God forbid how long this vlog, first Manga Tea vlog, is going to end up being, but
it's going to be whatever it's going to be, because I had a lot to say about these volumes. All in all, over this long weekend, I read 10 volumes. That's because I was doing other things as well. That's just how it works, you know. You can plan to like read 20 volumes over a weekend. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, the reality. Because, you know, like last night, you know, when I read my last volume, but then I just had the feeling of, oh, I should get back to that K-drama that I've like put on hold for last month. So that's where my evening went. So yeah, but I'm pretty happy. 10 volumes and started some series. I'm hopefully not going to start any more series, but you know what? You just have to go with the flow. You really do. But I really, really hope that people enjoyed this vlog. I think this vlog for the first Manga Tea vlog series will turn out well. I think for the future, probably they're going to end up being as long as this one probably will. Yeah, I'm just in a happy manga place right now, people. I'm in a happy manga place. And I should mention that Kodansha, with all the craze of that going on, some article that caused a storm that, you know, a lot of Kodansha's shoujo and josei only gets digital releases now. I'm not going to go into it too much, God, because it's definitely caused a buzz, and I usually stay out of those kind of drama, tornadoes, hurricanes. You know, when they just blow up over Twitter. Kodansha have updated their survey thing, which I like 7 Seas Entertainment do. They do a monthly survey, you know, asking fans, you know, what is it you want licensed? What is it you want to see and publish? And now Kodansha has listened to their fans and all pleading. You can go fill out the survey and put digital releases you want to see in print. So go fill that out. I need to fill it out. I haven't filled it out yet. And there's a few I would love to see in print. Definitely Perfect World. The one about the disability one. I would love that one to be in print. That's definitely going to be put down. Leave a comment down below if you would love to see more of these tea vlogs. I'm hoping, like, you know, I'll do like mini versions. Hence, I'll do long versions. Depends. Depends what manga I have borrowed from the library, what I bought. So I can't say when the next one's going to be. At least I hope you guys enjoyed. And all the links are down below. And I will see you guys in my next video, which is Sunday. And for those that are new here, I upload every Sunday. So there's always a video every Sunday. If there's an extra one during the week, that's because there's an extra one that I did. So yeah, hope you all have a merry week coming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.